The night terrors started when he turned 26. Not with a bang or anything cinematic. No shadowy figure at the end of the bed, no blood or ghostly claw marks. Just a voice. Actually, just a scream. Ripped from somewhere primal, so raw and high and broken that it peeled through his chest like a blade. "Don't let my son die." Every night after that, he heard the same words. The same voice. It was always in the distance, like someone shouting across a chasm. He could never find her, never see anything but darkness. There was only the scream, echoing, and infinite. He stopped sleeping more than a few hours a night. When he did, it was in fits. Waking drenched in sweat, the woman's scream trailing in his ears like smoke. He tried sleep therapy, meditation apps, NyQuil, then Ambien. He even tried hypnosis once, but when the hypnotist asked him to picture a safe place, he burst into tears and couldn't explain why. "You're probably dealing with repressed trauma," one therapist said, voice gentle, eyes too clinical. "I don't have kids," he told her. "And I've never lost anyone." "Maybe it's symbolic," she offered. "Of what?" he asked. But she didn't know either. By 30, his face had grown thinner, his eyes slightly sunken. His friends joked about it, called him vampire, and brought him sunglasses for his birthday. But he didn't laugh the way they did. Still, he went out sometimes. It helped. On nights when the screaming wasn't fresh in his head, he could almost pretend he was like everyone else. One such night, he was walking with friends near the East River, their laughter bouncing down the pedestrian path, when they heard it. A chorus of shouts, a distant screech of metal, then, screams. Real ones. Not like the one in his head. These were immediate, close. He took off running before his mind even caught up. The bridge came into view. A car, mangled and hanging like a bead of water off the rim of a sink, teetered on the edge. Smoke hissed from its crushed front. A crowd had gathered, frozen in that awful space between terror and action. He didn't freeze. He shoved past arms and gasps and cell phones raised high, his body moving on instinct. People were already at the wreck, trying doors, smashing glass. He reached the passenger side just as two girls, maybe 10 and 12, were pulled out by strangers. The father, bloody and limp, was dragged next. The mother, still inside, was screaming. And suddenly, he heard it. Her. "Don't let my son die." He froze. Not because of the volume, but because it was her. The voice. Exactly the same. The exact same scream that had haunted his sleep for years. And she wasn't in a dream. She was real, right in front of him. He saw the boy in the back seat, wedged against the far door. He was small, and unmoving. The car groaned. The metal beneath it gave a sick lurch. Someone shouted that it was tipping. "Get out," someone screamed. "Get away." But he didn't. He ran to the back of the car and threw his body against it, counterweighting the rear, holding it steady by sheer will and gravity. The mother kept screaming, "My son, please." More hands came, scrambling to reach the boy. He could hear his friends behind him now, calling his name. A dozen voices, sharp with panic. "Get out of there." He didn't look back. The car dipped again. His feet scraped against the pavement, knees trembling with strain. He could feel it in his bones now, that strange, inevitable knowing. This was it. The scream had never been a curse. It had been a warning. A premonition. Of his death. The boy was pulled out just in time. And as the weight shifted, the car gave one final jolt. Metal peeled, gravity took over, and the world tilted. He let go, giving in to heaviness he could no longer resist. The last thing he saw was the mother, clutching her son, sobbing. But no longer screaming. And in that moment, falling, he understood something strange and beautiful. He had never been haunted. He had been called.